Oh, thank you very much for your input. It's really wonderful to have you to let us know what you are thinking about and why do you want to start a business. Actually, looking at the responses here, it really resonates with me when I actually start and quit my job, from the corporate. So hi everyone, good afternoon everyone. I'm Renee. I am the CEO of Entrepreneur Leadership Institute, and before I start, I think I just really want to share with you. I'm really, really honored to be the first speaker for this Venture Voices series. So as Bernard had shared, actually what we would like to address in this particular session is the when, why, and how we become an entrepreneur, right? And looking at these responses, freedom, frustration, perhaps with the corporate work, wanting to find the independence and flexible timing, to be open, even to be more aware of what is going on in the world. And I think that all these are really resonance with me when I started off my journey. But I am now 43 years old. All right. But before I reach 43 years old and before I reach where I am at today, right, I would like to share with you my growing up journey. So, yes, Dennis, please. Thank you. Yep. So before I start, why I quit, my comfortable job, I would like to bring you back to my childhood. Back in 1994, my dad one day came to me when I was still in Hong Kong. My dad came to me with this newspaper article and say, hey, there is this scholarships available in Singapore. Would you like to try out? And to me, when I was 14 years old, then the first thing comes to my mind is, hey, yeah, of course, um, I have my freedom. I don't have to be at home. I don't have to report to my parents. If I got a scholarship and I come to Singapore to study on my own, it'll be all my freedom that I have. So I happily agreed to that, and I went for the interview without knowing what this is all about. At the interview session, actually, my best friend from my same secondary school in Hong Kong applied for the same scholarships. And I still remember vividly, the panel actually asked me, if there's only one seat available for the scholarships, who should they give it to? And the 14 years old me, I told them, just give it to my friend because her result is much better than me. I'm happily, letting go of my opportunities. So I think this shows you that I'm not someone that is very hungry for power, for any kind of reward and not. I'm a very happy-go-lucky young ladies when I was that young, and I was very blessed to be given a scholarship to come to Singapore when I was 15 years old on my own without my parents here. And I was very blessed to be posted to very good schools, St. Nicholas Girls' School, and then I went into Raffles Junior College. And then after that, I did well enough, right? And the government gave me another scholarship to proceed to the National University of Singapore to study. This journey was very easy for me. Many Singaporean will be, thinking, I don't like scholars to come in, foreign scholars to come into Singapore. Yes, we take some money, but we were only given 1,200 per year to study. So actually during that time, we don't have a lot of money. And in order for me to sustain myself as well as to buy air tickets to go back Hong Kong every single year, actually this pocket money is not enough for me. So I actually work part-time. When I was in secondary four, I started giving tuitions to my peers to just earn some more pocket money in order to get myself a tickets to go back Hong Kong to visit my parents every year. So then that's when in 2004, I just graduated from NUS and I have a shotgun marriage. So I went into a marriage without, a proper job. And to me, I was thinking the easy way out is because I have been giving tuitions all my life. So I thought that why not I just sign on to the Ministry of Education and to be a teacher because I have the skill sets. So I joined the MOE as a teacher when in 2005, and I gave birth to a beautiful young girl. And so from 2005 to 2009 was really a year when, family was my everything. I brought in my very, very humble income, $2,005, to the home. I have no life. I have totally lost myself, because my family is my everything. After I work, I went back home. I look after my daughters. My then ex-husband was not working. So, but he just basically lost himself, no confidence, and he wasn't finding a job. And so I actually supported the whole family with my $2,005. I give to his parents, I supported my daughters. And in 2008 and 2009, that's when my marriage started to break up. I thought I have done the best. I was the best daughter-in-law. I tried my very best to salvage my marriage because I came from a broken family. So I told myself that, the only one thing that I really, really like to try very hard to do is to be the best wife, to be the best daughter-in-law, and to be the best mother that I can be, to make sure that my marriage actually work and I do not end up like my parents. But all the things fail because of a third party, and also because of family violence. I have no choice but to leave him with my two daughters when they were this young, and I have to move them out of my house. So I moved to a 3-room flat, HDB flat with my humble salary, with the two daughters on my own, all by myself in Singapore, all by myself. My family are not here with me. So I have no family support, and I have a very, very lean income to bring up my two daughters. And I was very blessed with a very good helper that I can trust with. And so I can, when I work, my helper can look after my daughters. So after 2009, what happened is that I realized one of the mistakes that I have made is I have lost myself completely as being the best wife, best mother, and best daughter-in-law, but I do not know where was Renee. I have no self-confidence. My peers saw me and say that you have never bought a decent clothes for yourself. You have never dolled up yourself. You look like you are in the funeral every single day because I'm always wearing the same black dress. So that was me, and I realized that life cannot be like this, and I picked myself up, and I slowly worked myself very comfortably in the schools as a teacher for about 13 years. I am someone that I like new things, and so the schools has been giving me quite a lot of opportunities. Every 2 years they change my portfolio. So from my small little young new teacher, I actually grow up to be a HOD, climb up the career ladder without me trying too hard. I was just doing my job. I'm not the one that playing all the politics and all. I do not know what I really want in life, but I'm just trying to do my job, and I just try to find new challenge and continue to work the best that I can do. So in 2019, that's when I decided that maybe school's life is enough for me, and then I moved into the Ministry of Education as a policy officer. So we thought that, okay, in the school, school setting, I only see the students. When I move into the policy side, I see the world much bigger. I can see how government work. I can see how different country works. I can see, many, many different things. And my world, I thought, it was really open up. But I still start to ask myself, is this really the life that I want to be, in front of my computer all day long and doing something, sending email to perhaps a minister and asking him whether he wants to do lunch? And this particular email, I had to send through like 100 over peoples in order for the email to reach the minister. So I started to ponder about it. Is this really the life that I want to have? I'm 43 years old now. Do I want to see something different? Is this the best year for me to quit? I'm not too sure as well, right? So I quit in 2023, which is this year, in May. All right. I resigned from my 16 years or 17 years of journey from MOE, and then I started my entrepreneur journey. This year, my daughter has just turned to be 18 years old, going into university next year. So do I have enough money to save up for her university? I do not think so. So do I have a lot of money to start up this business? I also do not think so. Do I earn a lot of money from May until now? I also don't think so, right? Is this the right time? I think this is the right time. I'm not too young anymore, but if I'm going to wait for more years, if I were to wait for my daughter to graduate from her university, maybe I'll be too old for all these challenges and all. And do I have a lot of network in my hand? I don't have. The only network that I have is perhaps Jesus. I only have my God. As a teacher, right? Who do I have? Who do I know? I perhaps have many years of students, right? But that's all I have. Do I have silver spoon in my mouth? No, I don't. I really rely on myself independently since I was young. And I don't have anyone for me to give me the whole entire sum of money to invest in my business. Do I know what I really want to do? I don't. When I quit, I really have no business idea whatsoever. So what do I have? Okay, next please. Yes, this is all I have. I only have my God. I have, however, my knowledge and my skills. Given my background in educations, I kind of know what schools will like, what institutions will like. Given my skill sets in coming up with curriculum, with talking to a lot of educators, with understanding how people learn, I use my skill sets and I started asking myself, with all these, what can I do? So I spent the first few months, for the first year to really understand the market, to understand what I can do to value add into the already saturated markets. So in Eli, right, in the Entrepreneur Leadership Institute, we have some courses, we do training, we provide training. And I started asking also the Lord, is this really what we want to do? What kind of training do we want to give to others? And when I was a teacher, I was thinking that, I really want to teach the students life skill. I want to develop them to be future ready. And the best thing is entrepreneurships, because Singaporean students are really not very keen to fail because, the school system really trains them to be successful in everything that they do and they cannot fail, right? So, but entrepreneurships is something that is very interesting because failure is part and parcels. We use failure to learn and to progress, right? So I thought that, training entrepreneurship is perhaps something that is interesting. And I do have a skill set. I know how to curate curriculum. And for me, my journey as going up, and now I'm putting myself out and to interact with a lot of entrepreneurs to understand their perspective. And I actually know somehow certain things about entrepreneurships. And I was telling myself, why not? We do this series of entrepreneurships training, for adults as well as students. So for the first few months, I was trying to understand, how the whole entire skill future system actually works, to understand and to incubate my product. And I think while I may not be bringing in much money for the first year, but I think that, for the short span of time, I have secured some clientele, I managed to convince, top university, SMU, NUS, SUTD to work with us for our product. And I think that this journey in a short span of time is already considered quite an achievement. Considering that I had to incubate, I started off with not knowing what I want to do, and now I have a product to sell, and they are willing to buy. So I think that is my very short journey. I'm still very new in this field, and thank you very much for your time. And I hope that you can understand how I actually start out. What do I have? What do I not have? I do not have a lot of things, but what I have, I use my strength. I understand using my strength and my skill sets, and I just take a leap of faith and started my journey. And until this point, I think the world, although I thought that I have seen enough in MOE as a policy officers, I think that the world is even bigger after I quit my corporate job and see now the world is even bigger. It's a no limit world, and I'm so happy with this journey.